Hello. Here comes my speaking English practice. English speaking practice, which I'm not sure. Probably I should have said speaking English speaking practice. I still don't know which I should say. But my daughter has just left home to go for a walk now. So my voice today is a little louder than yesterday's and the day after yesterday. But let's see. As the sound is coming from the first floor and I'm now on the second floor. And maybe she's still on the first floor. She hasn't opened the door of the entrance yet, and she's still in the bathroom on the first floor, washing hands or something. Probably she's doing something like washing her hands or getting ready to go out. Maybe she must be standing in front of the mirror to look at herself in the mirror to check how she is okay or something like that, because she is like other women or ladies, young ladies, who are very conscious about how they look. They really want to make sure how they look, if they look good, if they look beautiful, if they look tidy, by looking at themselves in the mirror before going out, right? I'm afraid that, or maybe she is in the third floor now. No, I don't think so. Now she just closed the door. I was able to hear her closing the door on the first floor. So she's about to go out now, which gives me good amount of time to speak for my practice today. It takes it'll take about 40 minutes before she comes back. So let's get started now. Let's get started. Here we go. This is my speaking practice, and I can speak whatever I like, whatever that comes into my mind. This is completely prompt. This is a complete prompt to speech. I haven't prepared anything beforehand. But I always think about what I am going to talk about for my lesson, in my practice, for my practice. But I always try to play by ear. Is it okay? Play it by ear. I guess so. Ear, singular is okay. Play it by ears. No, ears, not ear. The pronunciation of ear, which is a part of our body, and ear, it's about 12 months. It's different. The pronunciation of those between ear and ear are different, right? It's a bit confusing for us Japanese, because when we say ear and ear in Japanese, I mean katakana, they sound the same, right? Ear or ear. it doesn't make any difference for us. So that's why it's confusing. Pronunciation is the key to make yourself understood, but this is not everything. This is not everything. When you form English sentences, pronunciation is very important to make yourself understood, but this is not everything, because how we make Japanese sentences and how you make English sentences are completely different. Let me explain this a little bit more in detail. I'm not sure if I can do it well or not, but let me try. It often happens that when you try to translate Japanese into English, it often happens that you cannot make yourself understood, because the way Japanese sentence is formed or constructed is a bit different from the way an English sentence is formed. Gee, after all, I can explain it more than this, but this is true. That's why some people can be confused when they try to express themselves in English. If you don't know this fact, no matter how much you try to translate Japanese sentence or something that you want to say in your mind, which you have in Japanese into English, you cannot clearly express yourself in English, even though you pronounce all the words correctly. This is so tricky, and when you learn foreign languages, this is the fact that you should know. How we express things in Japanese and how they express themselves in English are pretty different. Oh, I wish I could explain it much better, but this is all I can say today, now, at the moment. I'll work hard to be a better explainer, right? And what am I gonna talk about today? The things that I did since I woke up this morning. Okay, let me try. I woke up today at 7:30 or so, which is pretty early because last night I went to bed around past midnight, past 12. And even after I went to bed, I was doing something which was not good to do before going to sleep, which was watching my iPhone. But I fell asleep pretty quickly because I was so sleepy. These days, since I started this project where I speak English like this and record my voice and upload it on YouTube, it makes me so tired because this is something that I haven't. This is something that I wasn't doing. This is something that I wasn't doing before. I'm not used to this yet. I'm getting used to it, but it makes me so tired. It makes not only my body but also my brain, which makes myself sleepy, more sleepy. Until a little while ago, I often had a hard time falling asleep, and I tend to wake up in the middle of the night suddenly, which made me confused because it was still a bit chilly at the time, like last February, March. The temperature is lower, and I didn't want to get out of bed, but I only had limited things to do in my bed. So all I could do then is to read something on my iPhone or listen to YouTube while I was lying on the bed. And it was pretty boring. It was pretty boring, and I didn't do any more things to do. But now, since I'm doing this, I'm recording my voice, and it makes me so tired, not only physically but also mentally. I wouldn't want to be considered or regarded as someone embarrassing or stupid, but I guess I'm afraid some people who listen to this recording might think that how stupid I am, how embarrassing I am, because I tend to speak slowly, especially when I listen to what I recorded yesterday. I listened to it while I was walking my dogs this morning, and I realized how slow my speech was. That's partly because I speak as I think, and I even don't know what to speak in Japanese. Even in Japanese, not many things come into my mind. And I also think about grammar. I also think about verb tenses, and I always think about lots of things when I speak. And I try to speak slowly, intentionally, because I try to make the whole sentence. Because this is practice, and if I have someone in front of me, I should speak faster so that the other person in front of me won't get bored. And the most important thing in this case can be communication, right? The first priority can be communication. So in order to make the communication go smoothly, I should speak faster. I can just pick up any word as long as I can make myself understood. That sounds kind of unreasonable, right? am okay as long as I can make myself understood in communication. And because when you communicate with people, I don't know, if it takes time for you to make the whole sentence, it can be too much. I don't know what to say. I don't know how to explain, but okay. I can take how much time. It's okay for me to take my time if I'm speaking like this, because the whole point of this practice is force myself to practice. So in this case, it's better for me to make a whole sentence, even though it takes time to finish it, to complete it. But when you have to communicate with someone, the more important thing is to go with the flow. So flow is more important. You have to be quicker. You have to be more active. You have to be smarter. You have to be creative, right? But as long as this practice is concerned, I think I want to give myself enough time to make the whole sentence as much as possible. And it's really embarrassing to upload this recording. To be honest, I wouldn't want to do it, to be honest, but it's necessary. It's a necessary process for me at the moment, because I don't have anyone to talk to in English, and I tend to avoid taking lessons online. Nowadays, you can take such lessons economically, right? I was talking about DMM yesterday, and they provide very good opportunity. They provide us with a very good opportunity to find someone to talk to in English, and I could sign up anytime, anywhere. They are not very expensive. They are pretty economical. They are not free of charge, of course. They are not free of charge, but it doesn't cost a lot. It doesn't cost a lot. Why not I try? I always wonder, but I'm coward. I'm a timid. I'm timid. I'm a coward. I'm a coward. I'm timid. I'm not sociable. And talking to people is not my top priority at the moment. I should do it, I know, but I tend to procrastinate, or I tend to put it off. But time will tell. Time will tell. I guess there will be a time when I really want to start it in the very near future, if I feel a little bit more confident about my speaking. Now, I'm giving myself an opportunity to get used to speaking English. Anyway, this is my first step, because I have never done anything until a little while ago. I didn't do anything until a little while ago. I did nothing. And now I'm working really hard, and I actually lost interest in other things that I was doing until a little while ago, just before I started this practice. I even was studying Spanish about 2 weeks ago. I was still studying Spanish 2 weeks ago. But since I started this recording, and I started to focus more on improving my speaking, it seems like I lost interests in all other things like Spanish, stretch, muscle training, or something like that, because I'm busy. I only have limited hours to do something I really want to improve at the moment. I'm not kind of a person who can do many things at the same time. No. I'm totally no. I can't concentrate on many things at the same time. All I want to do now is to brush up my English. Although I really love Spanish, I really love to improve my Spanish. But not mastering, because you cannot master a language, right? I cannot even master my mother tongue. It's a lifelong process. It's something that I have to learn throughout the whole life. Then English, it's natural that I cannot master English either. But still, if I can become more comfortable about speaking in a year or so, then I want to practice my speaking, more Spanish then, because that's what I really love to do also. Okay. Any other things I want to talk about today? I'm not sure. Okay. About the studying material I have been working on for the last few days. In my videos, past videos, in my very recent videos, like the video I uploaded yesterday and the one I uploaded the day before yesterday, I was talking about this studying material I came across a few days ago, suddenly, created by an author whose studying material, I bought another studying material of his several years ago, which impressed me so much. It's about listening. It's about listening native speakers. It's about improving your listening ability so that you can listen to very natural English spoken by native speakers. And unlike any other studying materials you can find in Japan at bookstores, that studying material also is very unique because unlike ordinary studying materials you can find at bookstores and on Amazon or somewhere like that, because English is, harsh, relentless, fast, very natural, but it's the real one, I guess, the real speed. It's very fast, and it has a lot of reduction. The sound of English. It consists, I can't explain it very much in English. When you pronounce English, reduction or liaison or this kind of thing happens, right? And this actually makes the sound of natural English very difficult to hear or catch or understand. And the author is dealing with such things. His studying materials focus on that point. And I bought the first one about back then, in 2015 or 16. And then I was always paying attention to what he was doing, but until recently, not much. I always thought about him somewhere back of my mind, but I never imagined if I would buy another studying material from him, created by him. And this time, I happened to see his face on YouTube. He was in one of the YouTube videos, and I happened to find it. I came across the video, suddenly, one day, about 2 weeks ago or so. And I was happy to know that he is fine. And probably he and I are the same age, I guess. Or he is a bit older than I am, though. But he is great. He himself studied English a lot, and he works for companies using his English, and he knows how to improve your English because he's been there. He's been there and he's done that. And he's very unique. I really like his point of view about how to learn English effectively. And I explained that the second studying material I bought a few days ago consists of 4 books, and each book comes with an audio. And I was able to read the book almost for free because I subscribed to Kindle Unlimited, and the book was there, and I was able to, I paid for the subscription, but practically practically I didn't have to pay anything in order to read the book. And I bought the first book of 4 in any way, just in case, to take a look at it. But I bought audio for the book 1 and the book 2 because book 1, the audio costs $10 and also the audio for the book 2 costs the same amount of money, same amount, which is $10, which I don't know how to say it. 10 plus 10 equals 20, and it made the total 20. And if I shop more than $20, I can get a 10% discount, which makes it, let's see, $18, right? And I thought, why not I buy audio for 2 books? Because anyway, I'm going to do not only the first one, but also the second book, number 2. And I bought the audio, and anyway, I tried the book 1. I listened to the audio, which surprised me because English was relentlessly fast, but it's natural. It's that real one. And I listened to it, and it consists of a book. One book consists of more than 100 jokes, small story. And when you hear the audio, the shortest story only lasts about 10 seconds, and the longer one can be sometime around 20 seconds or 30 seconds, but they are all short stories. They are all jokes, so they all have a punchline at the end. And sometimes you can't understand this punchline because it's so fast that you cannot catch. But sometimes you can't understand the punchline, how hilarious it is, what makes it hilarious or funny, because you don't understand the cultural difference. Or sometimes you can't understand the whole story because of the language problem, but sometimes you can't understand the whole story by listening, but you can understand it by reading. But anyway, either way, as long as you can understand it, it's okay. And I try to understand the story by listening, reading, and reading the explanation written in Japanese. And I almost finished the book 1. But when I tried to listen to the audio for the book 2, I was so surprised that somehow I got the impression that the English was much faster than English you can hear for the book 1. I'm not really sure why. But for some reason, I felt that English, the audio, was a bit easier to understand for the book 1. But for the book 2, I haven't still download the book 2, and I still haven't read it. read the script, but probably I should look into it to understand what's wrong with it. Is it time for my daughter to be back? I guess so. Okay, I'll spend the rest of my day studying English and to step up to the next level. Each day is a small step, but that small steps lead to progress. This is what I believe. Okay, even though I can't do this very well today, I really hope that I'm getting better and better day by day. So I hope to be very patient, and I really want to enjoy what I'm doing, and I hope to be positive, and I hope you too. Okay, thank you for listening. If you are still there, okay, I'll be back tomorrow. Bye bye.